Ngala, ina palace. Aja tadi nale lokter gitu.
Welcome to your Bolero. Take on anything with India's #1 SUV.
तो तरी ngaji lokter nale palace gitu.
Kayu tuh isi.
Photographer tadi ini.
Do wear your seat.
Palace gate gitu khai lo program degi. Youth kan theng ngam ta do.
Namgyal party dia. Langsung.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting this small program of a photo exhibition, and then a second part we have a prize distribution on essay competition to various monks of Sikkim. The exhibition was done by Dr. Anna Longcel Borthupa and a team of officials from NIT. So after the inauguration by Chogyal, the guests are requested to visit the exhibition. Thereafter, after the exhibition, after some time, we are again request you to kindly be seated. Thereafter, we will distribute prizes to the monks on essay competition. All the monks are from Sikkimese monks or subjects that is being selected by Chogyal Trust. So before we start, I want Anna to say something on this exhibition.
Thank you. Welcome to the opening of this exhibition on the 12 Chogyals of Sikkim, prepared as a tribute to the life and chief Chogyal, Thendup. First, I would like to thank Your Highness Chogyal for kindly consenting to the club, and Semla Horizon for supporting the event from its inception to inauguration. I would also like to thank the Honorable Trustees of Chogyal Trust for all their contributions. Grateful to Sonam Kashmir of EcoStream and his team of young designers, Chewan, Ariane, Harshad, and Aloran, who helped us finalize all the designs. At Tibetology, I would like to thank Kusum who also designs, Zongzel and Kamashirat for all their contributions, without forgetting the volunteers. We all thank edited photographs, artwork, and information, thus contributing to the success of the exhibition. The exhibition, which showcases the richness, is divided into two sections, two parts. Part 2, curated focuses on the life and achievements of Chogyal Namgyal, who we are celebrating today. The late Chogyal's life is a fine example of how a leader can bring about meaningful, long-lasting changes. The policies and infrastructural developments envisioned and created by him have stood the test of time and continue to preserve the unique identity of Sikkim. In this way, the exhibition not only looks at the past, but also hopes to inspire the youth of today to work towards a better future. Part 1 of the exhibition is dedicated to Sikkim's Buddhist history. Trustees.
मैंने फोटो की एग्जीबिशन म्यूजियम इलेक्शन देखी सब
Yes. But after the death of Jigme Paul, the fourth Chogyal was quite depressed, and he went to Tibet a little bit in disguise, just as an ordinary person. But the Karmapa recognized him, and since he had come empty-handed, Then he promised to the Karmapa he would establish some Kargil Gompas in Sikkim, which he did. And the first one here, we see the inauguration of Ralam Gompa. And soon after that, Rumtek and Phodong followed. Okay, now, the fourth Chogyal, we know, fell very ill and died without an heir. And that was a little bit problematic. And on his deathbed, he made a confession to his ministers saying that a nun of Sangachuling was had his son. Okay? So now, unfortunately, this created a division in Sikkim. There is one faction who took the defense, let's say, of the future first Chogyal, and there was another faction under one Tamdin who promoted himself as a surrogate king. Eventually, war between the two factions, and Tibet had to depute Rabden Shah. Okay? Now, a lot of people think, not at all. He was from the estate of Rabden Shah in the lower Yarlung Valley. Okay? And he came to Sikkim, and he took the side of the future fifth Chogyal after by Chanzo Karwan. Now, Chanzo Karwan is the ancestor of the Barfumpas, and they played a very decisive role at this point. So he was here. We can see they're bringing the fifth Chogyal to Rabden Shah. Okay. Then now this allowed for Chanzo Karwan to become very powerful, and he had a lot of sons. You must have heard of Chanzo Chogyal, great warrior. So he was his third son. And this is what happened after this. There were a lot of with Nepal, with Bhutan, okay, and Chanzo Chogyal really became an incredible hero. So at one point, Radenzi, so first they defended against, this was actually amazing, the Gurkhas, and one of their outposts, the main outpost was south of Darjeeling, at a dzong called Nagri Dzong. Today the dzong is found the location, and there's a hill spot with a temple today. But the location is from there you can see the plains, and you could see all the Gurkha armies as they came from that outpost. And below the dzong, and a lot of battles took place there to defend Sikkim. And all these under Yukchotuk, or yes. And there was another faction of under Yantan, and these were the Bhutias who were fighting at higher elevation against the Gurkha. Two-pronged approach. Eventually, after a lull, Radganzi Palace was taken by the Gurkhas in 1780. But it didn't last that long. The Chogyal, the sixth Chogyal, meanwhile, went to Tibet to get some against the Gurkha invasion, but he died there. And it was his son, the seventh Chogyal, who had also gone to Tibet, stayed there, studied a lot and about Buddhism and all that, and then came back to Tibet. You can see the Lepcha warriors being felicitated. Okay, now to the seventh, to Namgyal. Here you can see the Nagri Dzong that is being liberated. That I said it is just below Darjeeling. We'll come to that. So the seventh Chogyal there. He was installed upon the golden throne after his return from Tibet in 1793, and took the descendants of Yukchotuk, Chanzo Karwan, created so many problems actually for Sikkim, because suddenly, when the Chogyal gave Darjeeling, he gave it as a gift, you know.
Spiritually, quite a unique person, though. That's not what we know.
It is not. It doesn't come across that.
But there's a footnote that says, for some reason.
The eighth Chogyal. Here we have a photograph. It's the earliest group by his first wife, and then as second, then he married Ishidolma, whom we see here. Okay, and Ishidolma is actually the author, together with her husband, of the Gangtok. Okay, as you know, the palace was at Tumlang, but that Tumlang turned out to be not a very good location when you think about the British, who all they wanted was Jalebla Natula. So better located. But even the seventh Chogyal had realized that Gangtok was better. He's the one who actually started building the first palace at Gangtok, but he could never finish it, and it's his son, his youngest son, the ninth Chogyal, who completed the palace. So this is we don't have really very rare paintings and photographs of the first that the British started and wanted to develop trade with Tibet. The Tibetans panicked. They didn't want any of this. Okay, and they were absolutely adamant that they were going to stop the British. I thought that was, and in the meantime, the ninth Chogyal was hiding somewhere. Okay, but when the British took over,
Doon na the museum konyo na may shop.
and that we should negotiate, otherwise it would be a disaster. Not a
He went to a factory there and he memorized the whole process and the machinery required. Came back and he set this up. he later, much later, he told me he has a photograph in Japan, and that's why he never wrote notes of important events or people's total report. And that we're suffering because we don't have. You know, with BB Lam, you know, section. So the Chogyal was telling him that, you know, the private estate is the company. He was so embarrassed. Hats off, hats off, hats off. Hats off to you for reading out the serial number of 5. That's how he thinks. I heard that
또말 만들었어. So I got it printed.
You take it off again.
I think it looks like the cost case. Despia program de adesso che non ne conoscevo. Tham che campo